got this partisan salad. Now listen here to this ballad. We've seemed to arrive all the way to season 5. Space croutons have been all around. Now we're homeward bound. Just give us the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Space croutons, Curdy. Space croutons, SALI. Space croutons, Space croutons.
Sigourney Weaver.
Who? Everybody's doing it.
Hello, Space Croutonians. Here we are again, bouncing our airwaves off of satellites du jour to bring you another episode of your favorite show. A very special shout-out to Seaver for putting together our hot new theme song, and to you, best wishes for a very happy holiday season from me, Curdy Clammerwood.
And from me, SALI. And as for holidays, Curdy, to what are you specifically referring?
Well, being a U.S. citizen, I guess I'm referring to the holidays we celebrate here. You know, we just had Halloween, and coming up is our Thanksgiving and Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and then New Year's Eve.
And what about holidays in other countries and traditions? Or to expand on it, why not other cultures, planets, dimensions and timelines? We have listeners all over, don't we?
Well, of course. Point taken, Sally.
For instance, did you know that today is Aura Awareness Day, Fibonacci Day, Cashew Day and my favorite, Thank You for My Dog Day?
That I didn't.
In fact, here in the US, every day of the year is designated as some kind of holiday or other. So I question if there is indeed such a thing as a holiday season to be happy about.
Right, Sally. I guess I just look forward to the holidays I traditionally celebrate, like Thanksgiving, or as my dad calls it, Turkey Day, and don't go messing with it. All I need is a healthy dose of oven-roasted tryptophan, a ball game on the TV, 1 slice of pumpkin pie, 2 slices of pecan, and don't forget the nectar of the Pilgrim's beer.
And that is what has brought us to our current location.
Correct again, Sally. We are on our way to see my dad for Turkey Day. But unfortunately, Van Helsing has had some carburetor trouble, stranding us outside of the small town of Hungry Heart in Della Nowhere. So, while a mechanic takes a look under Van Helsing's hood, we have stepped in for a bite to eat at the diner Cornucopious.
While you have stepped in for a bite, Curdy, I have accompanied you to broadcast the latest episode of Space Croutons, as we may not be able to do so when we finally arrive at your dad's abode.
I still think we could wait until we get to Dad's.
May I remind you of what happened the last time we tried to podcast with your dad present?
Now that was an accident, Sally. He just wanted to grill some burgers. He simply forgot to close Van Helsing's door and didn't notice when the wind changed and our mobile studio filled with smoke setting off the sprinkler system.
It sprinkled so hard and long that it ruined all our equipment, and I think I might have gotten water on the lungs.
You don't have lungs, Sally.
Then how did I get this cough?
I'm guessing you found it on the internet.
How could I? The whole system was drenched.
Never mind, Sally. I promise to keep Dad away from Van Helsing when we get there.
Promises are cheap. Computer hardware is not.
Let's just get on with the episode. Play today's commercial while I get us a booth in the back corner of the diner.
Now that is an idea I support wholeheartedly. Playing now.
When is a game show not just a game show? When it's a reality show, of course. And when it's a reality show, not just a reality show. When it's a game show, of course. And thanks to BTN, that's the Benefactors Television Network, we are bringing you the best of both. Premiering next week, our new competition series. Are you smarter than your clone? That's right, we clone you to create a panel of 5 yous that you then compete against to prove you are the smartest, to win life-changing cash and prizes. We'll pay off your house and car. We'll give you a big raise at your job, arrange a divorce if needed, and sign you up to our exclusive dating app filled with billionaires only. And if you lose to one of your clones, Well, we put you out to pasture. And when I say out to pasture, I think you know what I mean. And they get to take over your life, which, with them being smarter, will make things better for everyone. So join us starting next week for the game show where you play against the perfect opponents. You. Are you smarter than your clone? Thanks, BTN. You've done it again.
And we're back. And as promised, I've secured a nice booth at the diner Cornucopious, and Sally is here in my cell phone to run the show. So Sally, what is our blue plate special today?
What do you mean, Curdy?
I mean, what story do we have for our audience?
We don't have a story, Curdy.
How can we not have a story?
The original plan was to broadcast from your dad's house on Thanksgiving, where we were going to talk about things that we are grateful for, but we are not at your dad's house and it is not Thanksgiving.
Okay, so why can't we do that anyway? I mean, here we are at a nice rural diner along with other folks, perhaps on their way to spend time with their families. What if we engage some of them to tell our listeners what they're thankful for? Excuse me, friends. My name is Curdy, just passing through, and I just happen to have a podcast called Space Croutons. As this is Thanksgiving week here in the U.S., I thought it might be fun to ask folks to talk about the things they're most thankful for. Oh, well, did I mention I'll buy you lunch? With 2 pieces of pie for dessert? Oh, well. Okay, then. I guess it's not such a great idea. Sorry to have bothered you.
Wait a minute. I think it's a terrific idea. Curdy, did you say? And I, for one, love stories and pie.
Okay, I'm in. But the pie better be good.
Oh, they're good, all right. I baked them myself just this morning.
This won't end up on Dr. Phil or any of those epic fail comedy sites, will it?
I give you my word that your participation will be fully protected and nothing will happen to you for just sharing your stories of thankfulness. Now, why don't you and you and you join me and Sally, my AI co-host, over in this booth? Bring your drinks and flatware, and Muline, if you could take their orders, we'll get started.
And find out who our guests are here at the diner Cornucopious.
Right. Please, will you introduce yourself, Mr.
You'll find out my name soon enough. It's part of the story.
Well, we'd still like to know a little bit about you. How about telling our audience where you're headed?
Certainly. Since I'll be spending the next 6 weeks working a pretty intense temp job, I am off to see family in Florida for a few days.
Florida? Well, that sounds like fun. And per the theme of today's show, just what are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? Well, how about a heaping bowl of corn pudding? I saw it on the menu and ordered it immediately. I love it.
It does sound tasty. And does it have some sentimental connection to your childhood?
My childhood? No, but there is a story attached to it. Would you like to hear it?
Well, of course we would. So, first up, listeners, we've got, Florida Man.
Oh, sweet. Hello. Everyone knows about the reindeer called Rudolph. Many people think Rudolph was born with a red nose, and he was. Many people think Rudolph was the only reindeer with a red nose, and that is where they are wrong. You see, there was another reindeer. And his story begins 50 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, 4 days, 16 hours, 1 minute, and 12 seconds ago, in a small clearing in Alaska. Why Alaska, you may ask, and not the North Pole? Copyright issues, of course. And in the middle of this Alaskan clearing was a small man weaving straw into gold. But don't worry, this story is not about a small man weaving straw into gold. Why not? Again, copyright issues. But it is a story about a young reindeer exactly 23 miles away. This young deer was eating grass, which was very unusual because reindeer eat corn. Anyway, while he was eating, a giant snow leopard jumped out and bit the deer on his back. Meanwhile, 23 miles back in the clearing, the small man decided to take a break from spinning straw and read a book. And the name of this particular book was The Story Behind Rudolph's Nose. He was at a particular part that went like this. His story begins 50 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, 4 days, 16 hours, 1 minute, and 12 seconds ago, in a small clearing in Alaska. Near the middle of the clearing was a small man weaving straw into gold. But don't worry, this story is not about a small man weaving straw into gold, but about a young deer exactly 23 miles away.
This young deer was eating grass, which was very unusual because reindeer eat corn. Anyway, while he was eating, a giant snow leopard jumped out and bit the deer on his back. At that moment, the man realized that the small man weaving straw into gold that the book was referring to was him. He also realized that the young reindeer in the book was also real and needed his help. So the small man found the nearest subway system, which was very hard to come by in the forest, and rode for 23 miles. When he arrived at his stop, he found the deer, who was terribly wounded. But the snow leopard was nowhere to be found. Then out of nowhere, the snow leopard jumped at the small man. But the deer moved between the small man and the now very surprised snow leopard. This gave the small man time to react. So he did what small men who can weave straw into gold do best. He put a spell on the snow leopard that turned it into corn, which the deer then turned around and ate. Instantly, the young reindeer was not only healed, but his nose turned red, and he began to fly. Since the deer had never flown before, he was sort of jerky.
Hey, this is fun.
The deer said.
Thanks.
But the little man was gone. About 5 hours later, in the dead of the night, there was a big bang outside the young red-nosed reindeer's house, which consisted of just a large bush. Outside was a large red sleigh with an almost as large man inside it. Now wait just a minute. You probably are thinking right now that this man is Santa Claus, but you are sadly mistaken. This large man's name is George Fitzgerald, and now this becomes his story. George Fitzgerald is a normal man, except for his large size, and his allergic reaction to peanuts. He has a normal wife, except for her also large size. George lives a normal life, except that he just fell out of a plane into the middle of the woods at the red-nosed reindeer's house in the middle of Alaska, in the middle of the night. You may ask yourself, what was he doing in a plane in the first place? And if you aren't, you should be. What George Fitzgerald was doing in the plane was simple. He was sleeping. You see, George Fitzgerald worked for UPS and was flying in a plane that was delivering Christmas presents. Since it was late at night, he decided to get some rest, and the sleigh was the first thing he spotted. So he made himself comfortable there, but in the middle of a yawn, his foot hit a lever. The lever opened the door at the back of the plane, and the sleigh slid out of the door and fell for 5 miles until it hit the ground. Since George would probably lose his job if the presents in the sleigh were not delivered, he decided it was up to him. And luckily, our young red-nosed reindeer, whose name is also George, decided to help George the man take the presents and deliver them. What a night! The next year, on the same night, the Georges met again. Since they had nothing better to do, they decided to liberate presents from UPS and deliver them to who knows who. Although this time, George the reindeer needed 6 more deer to help him. To this very day, they are still doing the same thing. 50 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, 4 days, 16 hours, 1 minute, and 12 seconds later, which is when I first started telling this story, a young reindeer was born. This reindeer was different than all the others. He had a red nose. The nose was made of magic. Not but 10 seconds after he was born, a small man appeared, not spinning straw into gold, but who knows. Anyway, he tweaked Rudolph's nose and disappeared. And this is why I know that Rudolph was not the only reindeer with a red nose. My story also goes to show you should never leave peanut butter cookies for Santa Claus, because he might just have a peanut allergy. And that, my friends, is why I am thankful for corn pudding. It might just be magical, and I'll be able to fly. And if not, I will just enjoy one of life's simple pleasures. But please, no peanuts. And oh yeah, you ask me who I am? Why, I am George.
Oh, well, that is quite a tale there, George. I say, let's get that corn pudding out here. You've certainly earned it. And in appreciation for your wonderful tale, I would like to present you with a souvenir children's picture book of the story behind Rudolph's nose for you to take to share with your folks in Florida.
You just whipped that up right now?
Sure. Just call me a bibliophile with some experience in the bookmaking trade. And George's story was so charming. I thought this would be the perfect way to preserve it for posterity.
Well, I second that. And I like your enthusiasm, too. How about you next?
Oh, no. I would really like to go last, if you don't mind. I'm a bit shy.
Gotcha. We've all been there.
I guess I could go if you want.
Great. And you are?
I'm Rendell. I'm from right here in Hungry Heart, and what I'm thankful for is family.
Oh, like we haven't heard that one before.
Now listen. If Rendell is thankful for his family, well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, sure, but now he's going to make them sound like the perfect family. And trust me, stories like that just don't ring true.
Now hold on. You don't have to be a perfect family to be thankful for them. On a good day, I can even be thankful for my dad, and we all know how imperfect he is.
You said a mouthful there, Curdy.
Never you mind, Sally.
Well then, I propose that for Rendell's story, we employ a device that I brought from my home planet of Jersey.
What kind of device? A lie detector? I wanted to tell you what I'm thankful for as a favor, but I don't want to be hooked up to some machine.
Well, relax, it can't hurt you. It's not that kind of device. It simply listens to your voice as you tell your story and then projects the truth in it as a hologram for everyone to see what really happened. It's called a recitator, and it's harmless.
I don't know. I mean, why would we doubt Rendell's story in the first place?
And the use of a device from one planet on a being from another is not recommended by GOSHA,
Gosha?
the Galactic Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
Oh, I see. You're all afraid.
Now wait just a minute.
No, Curdy, it's okay. I can tell my family story. I've got nothing to hide. And if the hologram gives me a chance to see them, well, that's cool too. I haven't been with them in a while, and I won't be able to see them this Thanksgiving either. So let's do the reciter thing.
Okay then. How long will it take you to set this device up, Ms.
Bond. Jamie Bond. No, it isn't. Just kidding. I'm Aura Latitude. Pleased to meet you. And all Rendell has to do is start his story, and the device will do its thing. Go ahead, Rendell.
Okay then, this was several years ago at Thanksgiving. The story begins with my sister Rebecca, or Becky as we call her. Becky was engaged to a fellow by the name of Roland. Becky and Roland were in medical school together, and we all thought they was a perfect match, especially our mom. Oh wow, there she is.
Oh, Becky, Roland is such a fine man. He'll make a great son-in-law.
Even though it brought a slight twinge of jealousy in my head, I dismissed it as I wanted my sister and my mom to be happy. And although I hadn't attended medical school, my position at Dewey, Cheatham and Howe had brought a certain level of financial independence to my household. Anyway, back to the story. During their third year of residency, Becky found out that Roland had been less than faithful to her, and she announced,
"That scumbag isn't fit to shine my shoes, much less anything else. I never want to see him again."
Well, I was convinced, and I let it drop. And though my mom didn't want to believe that it was really over, her comments to Becky fell on deaf ears when it came to Roland.
What's Roland up to now? I'll bet he's working hard. I hear he has his own practice.
Enough, Mom.
It came as quite a shock when Mom announced to the family that she'd invited Roland over for Thanksgiving dinner the following year. And Becky, as quick as ever, replied,
"Then I guess you won't mind if I bring my boyfriend."
Mom was slow to answer, so I piped in, "Sure, Becky, we'd love to meet him." Now, I knew there was no boyfriend, and as our eyes locked, I saw the wheels turning. When we spoke later, she told me the plan she devised on the spot. There was a new guy in her apartment building named Joseph. Becky and Joseph had only spoken a few times, mostly in the mailroom and once in the laundry, but she was going to ask him to pretend to be her boyfriend for Thanksgiving dinner. I told her it was a good idea, but Mom would see right through it in a heartbeat if they really didn't know each other. Well, in just a few weeks until Thanksgiving, it would be challenging to gain the level of knowledge required to pull one over on Mom.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
I found out later that Becky and Joseph began spending almost every day together, all the way to Thanksgiving. And it showed. When they arrived for turkey dinner, they had been smitten by Cupid's arrow. And watching all this, we knew they were right for each other. True, Mom was quiet at the beginning, but soon warmed up to Joseph and forgot all about Roland sitting at the other end of the table. In fact, Roland excused himself and left soon after the meal was over. And I'm not too sure too many people noticed, but I digress. Joseph fit right in with everyone as we settled in to watch the Cowboys, cheering when appropriate, which is whenever Mom did, and blasting the referees as if on cue. During halftime, Becky pulled me away and asked me what I thought of Joseph. "He's great," I said. "What about you? What do you think?"
He's the one.
Then she raised her left hand to show me the ring. Whoa, are you sure?
Never been more sure of anything in my life.
When?
As soon as possible.
Where will you live?
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about. After we're married, Joseph wants to move back to his home, and it's quite a distance from here.
Don't worry about that, Becky. With technology these days, we can literally be right in your living room almost any time we want to. How far away is it?
Just over 16.
16 what? Miles? Even 1,600 miles will work.
Light years. It's just over 16 light years away by Earth measurements.
16 light years? Becky, that would make Joseph
An alien.
Well, you can guess how the rest of the story goes. Becky and Joseph are on the planet Gliese 832c. It's the second planet in the Gliese 832 system, located in the constellation Grus. I've transported there a few times, and it's a great place to visit. Vid calling helps too. We chat with Becky and Joseph regularly, but so far we can't get Mom to go near a transporter. There are plenty of humans there, so Becky has lots to do, and she's happier than ever. FYI, Roland was recently sentenced to 12 years for writing fraudulent prescriptions for A-list stars in Hollywood. Mom never mentions it anymore. Becky and Mom are best friends again, and our family is strong.
Oh, it's always nice when things work out in the end.
Oh, I agree 100%. Things always work out for me.
And thanks, Aura, for the use of the device. It really did add to the story.
Perhaps we could use it again sometime for space croutons?
We'll talk. We'll see.
Okay then, moving right along, let's get to the next story. Perhaps our little friend to our left. You can't be more than 8 or 9. Do you want to tell us what you're thankful for?
Nanu, Nanu. I greet you in the manner of my home planet Orc, which is 6 million light years away from Earth. My name is Quark from the planet Orc, but my associates call me Corky. Earthlings have spoken my name, followed by abundant laughter, which is outside of my frame of reference. Humor is not allowed on Orc, so we Orcans have no idea how to deal with human levity. I have found that humans react with less hilarity if I go by Corky rather than Quark from Orc. If you follow the exploits and reports of my fellow Orcan, Morca Boulder, Colorado, then you know Orcans age in reverse. So sitting before you here in this diner, I may look and sound like an 8-year-old child, but in reality, I am over 60 Earth years old. My brother, the Orcan scientist, created Mork in a test tube. I followed the reports of Mork and his superior Orson during your late 1970s and early 1980s. His reports made me curious to know more about human history, especially in the United States. I found myself increasingly intrigued and even captivated by the celebration of Thanksgiving as it is practiced here. Being a cultural anthropologist, I decided to track changes in human customs of Thanksgiving from its earliest origins up to the present-day celebrations. I have made numerous observations of your traditions by using time portals. I began my studies by visiting the first winter the Pilgrims lived in Plymouth. I wanted to investigate the first Thanksgiving within the context of the first winter in the following seasons. During that bitterly cold season, the people were starving. 45 members of the expedition died of hunger and disease. I watched them as they chewed on their leather belts and coverings of their reading materials to gain some nutrients. The colony had only enough corn to give 4 kernels a day to each person in the group. The 4 kernels of corn as their daily ration, it was very difficult to watch them struggle. The next fall, when they had the abundant harvest, they were more than pleased to be well stocked for winter. They were ecstatic. They lifted up their thanks and praise to their supreme being in their celebrations. Their stored food was not just for comfort, but it meant life to them. Even so, I've come to see that your first Thanksgiving story, as it is told today, is a myth. A pretty story to regale your children on the day of rejoicing. For example, I observed that the Pilgrims actually dressed in colorful clothing, not in the black and white as the Pilgrims are so often portrayed. There were no buckles on the Pilgrims' shoes, another modern-day fanciful idea. At the feast itself, I counted 5 deer supplied by Native American peoples called the Wampanoags. This venison was consumed during the feast after being cooked into a stew in large cauldrons. And there was no Thanksgiving turkey as in your current celebration, but many wild ducks on tables. No turkey on the first Thanksgiving may be difficult to fathom, but true nonetheless. I witnessed it for myself. There was roasted pumpkin and cranberries, but no pumpkin pies, dressings, stuffing, or bread, as the only grain available to the Pilgrims and the native people was cornmeal, roughly ground and made into a type of mush. And no one brought green bean casserole or cranberry sauce shaped like a can. Thankfully, I saw no deviled eggs. Disgusting things put me in the mind of my own spacecraft come to an undignified end. But back to the first Thanksgiving. The Wampanoags saved the little Pilgrim colony with their generosity, not only by sharing their food, but more importantly sharing their knowledge of farming in this land and how to fish and hunt as well. For several years after this first Thanksgiving, individuals and families would gather with thankful hearts and share a fall feast together, but there was no national celebration of Thanksgiving until your President Abraham Lincoln declared a holiday to give thanks in the vain hope that it would heal the divided nation he was leading. This nation is once again divided between colored states, some red, some blue, some purple. I have witnessed how talk of politics has turned many Thanksgiving celebrations into scenes filled with tears and shouting. Today, your celebrations of Thankful Day seem more about excesses than thankfulness. Increasingly since 1950, as I time traveled through your culture, families just gather to eat too much, watch too many football games, and take too many naps. No real thought of gratitude is seen in your lifestyles. On my planet, we have a saying which goes like this: we beings are not orcans on a spiritual journey, but rather spiritual beings on an orcan journey. By this we mean that everything we experience and accomplish is a spiritual nature and cannot be bifurcated. In the culture of the present day United States, I've seen signs that you humans would deny spiritual aspects of your lives, even divorcing the spiritual from your holidays. For example, Christmas, which once meant Christ Mass and was about worship, has become Xmas and is more about gifts and extra food once again. Even Thanksgiving is now called Turkey Day by many retailers, even if they promote it at all. Many of your markets for clothing, household items, and other goods skip completely over Thanksgiving and go from Halloween right to Christmas, quite as if there is no value or significance to the Thanksgiving celebration at all. But you asked me what I'm thankful for, so I will tell you that there are humans who still celebrate Thanksgiving in the spirit and honor of the name. If you look carefully enough, you will still find them. Those who gather with friends and family, even inviting a lonely person to gather around the table with them for a meal. They share in love and laughter as much as they share in turkey or ham. Even spaghetti or tacos. The kind of food they are eating is not the point. It is the love and fellowship that they share that is paramount. I am thankful for experiencing the joviality that is shared on earth, as this is banned on Orc, but is very heartwarming to me, personally. I am grateful for these lessons from these people. They truly understand why it is not called Thanksgiving Day, but rather Thanksgiving Day, and to them, I give thanks.
Well, it's like they say, out of the mouths of babes.
I'm not a babe, I'm over 60.
Right. Sorry.
It was okay.
Okay. I thought the story was lovely.
But it wasn't funny, was it?
I told you, humor is not allowed.
On Orc, yeah, I know. That's why they rewrote everything from Orc and Mindy. If you want to reach Earthlings, you gotta have jokes. You know, take my Mayflower, please, or 3 pilgrims walk into a bar. Oh, I tell you, that's what kept that stupid show on the air.
Excuse me, Aura, but you seem to have a lot of opinions about the stories we have heard today.
And why not? Stories are not just something to while away a lazy afternoon. They are the lifeblood of our cultures and civilizations. They are how we identify, how we know just who we are.
Can't they just be something pleasant we want to share? You know, to bring a smile or a tear?
Sure, you can trivialize them, use them for entertainment, but by not going beneath the surface, we end up just seeing stereotypes, seeing people as what we want them to be instead of who they really are, with all their experiences, their ups and downs, their reality.
But that's why we started this show, to share strange and unexpected things and try to understand what the heck is going on.
But do you really understand? I don't think so. So it's time I do something about it.
Excuse me, friends. My name is Curdy, just passing through, and I just happen to have a podcast called Space Crew Talks. As this is Thanksgiving week here in the U.S., I thought it might be fun to ask folks to talk about the things they're most thankful for. Oh, well, did I mention I'll buy you lunch? With 2 pieces of pie for dessert? Oh, well. Okay, then. I guess it's not such a great idea. Sorry to have bothered you.
Curdy, I have just received a notification that Van Helsing is up and running. If you get something to go, We can continue to your dad's place and arrive before Thanksgiving.
Well, that's great news, Sally. It's a shame that no one here wanted to share what they're thankful for, but I know Dad will have something to say. I'll go place my order at the counter while you explain things to our listeners. Hey, Mulene, I need a burger to go.
Well, Space Croutonians, you heard it. Sorry, but there will be no show today as we've got to get back on the road. We hope you understand and that you'll keep peace in your hearts until our next story time.
Don't just sit and scoff. Season 5 is taking off. Here to show wrong from right. Share with you the true light. Even though things might be tight, your future's bright as the writer can write. Now, give us the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Space Crew on Curdy. Space Crew on Sally. Space Crew on Steven. Space Crew on...
You know, Alien.
I'll give you Alien.
Space croutons again and again. No matter where, no matter when. There to be found, the legendary now. So let's count up. Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.0. Now here we go. Space croutons Curdy. Space croutons Sally. Space croutons Steven. Space croutons.
Because in space, no one can hear you sing.
Whitney Houston, we have a problem.
Space Croutons is a work of original fiction. Similarities to persons, situations, or events, real or fictional, is coincidental and unintentional. Created and written by Jerry, Jace, John, Della, and Jeff Goodson. Episode story by Jeff, Jerry, Jace, John, and Della Goodson. Original music by Levi, John, Della, Jerry, and Jeff. Production by Jeff. Featuring the voice talents of Clara, Patsy Puckett, Shelby, Amanda, John, Jerry, Della, Jeff, and Sally. Entire work copyright 2024 by Jeff, John, Jerry, Della, and Jace Goodson. This has been a Good Witch audio production.